I can take absolutely no credit for this one, other than having the privilege of helping her to get to know Jehovah. Because Ann Catet was in my congregation. She was a single lady at the time, and her mother would ask her questions about what she was learning relative to the Bible and Jehovah's truth. And finally she said to her mom, look, I really think that you should have your own Bible study so that you could personally ask these questions. So Diane agreed. Ann Catet got us together, and we studied for about a year and a half, I think it was. And she knew she was ready for baptism. But during that year, she was probably one of the best students it has ever been my honor to be able to share the truth with, because not only did she do her homework, but she watched all of the videos. And in fact, we didn't have to take the time to watch the videos again, because she told me what they were all about, which was a wonderful thing. But it also entailed much more study on my part than I used to do in the past, because I had to know that what she was telling me was so I had to do my studying just as much as she did. But it was a delight. She was a wonderful student. Because I was in the hospital and ill a couple of months ago, I was scheduled to give a talk and couldn't give it, and asked her if I could pair her up with Sister Sopko, and she said, yeah. So I said, and then to Diane, you know, if you want to give the talk yourself, go ahead and do it. She says, yeah, I'll do it. Well, I almost had cardiac arrest. She gave the talk last Wednesday, and it was outstanding. So really, it has been really an upscale situation right from the beginning. What a wonderful student. So these lovely people are in the world. They're still looking for truth. And I can't take any credit for Diane, because the study was, in essence, handed to me. But with Jehovah's help, I muddled through, and she was baptized 2 weeks ago. And I'm happy to say that she is now very active in service with us, in telephone witnessing and letter writing, and whatever needs to be done, she's ready to do it. Oh, I have to be very honest and tell you that after 60 years, I was in a little bit of a panic when I saw this book that was totally different than anything we'd had before. Because it was read the paragraph, underline the answer, and give it back to the conductor, which was fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But I could see where this now not only was imparting knowledge to the student, but it was also making sure that it went beyond the brain and reached the heart. This would take medication. This would take meditation, rather. I'm sorry. At my age, I'm over-medicated. It would take meditation and study to find out. Well, for instance, I would ask her, now, how do you feel about this? What's your take on this? Do you agree with what the scripture says? Well, we didn't go to that depth before, at least I didn't, because it was a cursory coverage of material. But this was more. This was examined. Is it reaching where it should be, or where it should go? And I could tell by her answers what needed to be worked on and what was already accepted by her. So the book was absolutely fantastic, and an answer to a prayer. Jehovah knows what we need when we need it, and it's there, which makes you wonder, why do we have such trouble putting our problems in his hands? He does such a good job of answering our questions. Well, of course, at first, she was able to come here for the study, because I was not permitted to leave the premises for a while. We have a very good control here by our board, in that they keep us safe and do not expose us to the world as far as contagion is concerned. So she was more than happy to do the study on Zoom. It worked out beautifully. After things eased up a bit, where we could have visitors with COVID, so we would sit in one of our small conference rooms and have our study there. If she could not visit me here, then of course we would do it over Zoom. But we hardly ever missed a meeting. She was so faithful in her meeting attendance and her desire to reach that dedication point.